Dynasty video. I'm your host, Woot Worldwide. We just got done with year number 2. And it's in the books. A very eventful year 2. A lot of highs, some lows, but all in all, 11-2 season for FAMU and the Rattlers. A very impressive season. A lot of pluses for us. We finished in the top 25 for the first time in this Dynasty series. We're number 21 in the country. First 11-win season for myself as a coach. We have a couple of All-Americans on the team in Douglas and in McKinley, both elite receivers and tight end. They're outright. McKinley won the Mackey Award for Nation's Best Tight End, and Douglas won the Bolitnikoff Award for Nation's Top Wide Receiver. So we get ready for year number 3, as we try to get that quest for that national championship. You see, in 2 years, I turned FAMU to kind of a little power. 20-6 in 2 years at the helm. We went 9-4 my first year, 11-2 my next year. Actually, Coach Prime won the National Coach of the Year award this year as well. So let's look at our, matter of fact, can we go look at our trophy case and see what here we go, the trophy room. Dynasty trophies. So far, we got the Heisman Trophy winner. Sorry, that's not Dynasty I'm in. That's ACC. Let's see. No, that's the UCF one. That's UCF again. I'm trying to find the Heisman's I won. I know I won 4 Heisman's franchise. Let's see. That's for Golden for Florida State. This is the Poinsettia Bowl that we won. The 28-21 victory over a very game BYU team. We won our first bowl game as the FAMU head coach. Let's look at all the awards that we have won so far. Let's see. The Benedict Award. Let's look at that's the Heisman we won. With UCF. Maxwell returning Coach of the Year. I won that one already. Coach Prime, there it is. He won the National Coach of the Year in year number 2. Yeah, we already won our bowl game. Now we're recruiting markets. We're a little ahead of schedule. But we just showed off all the awards that we won so far in this franchise. Of course, Travis Hunter won our only Heisman Trophy win back in 2009. We have the Mackey Award to our true freshman, Justin McKinley. Now, for those who follow the franchise, the Dynasty, Justin McKinley was recruited as a wide receiver. But since we're loaded at wide receiver, he made the move to tight end, and he became a unanimous first-team All-American. Had 17 receiving touchdowns, just under 1,000 yards his first year on the FAMU offense. And then you got the Bolitnikoff Award winner, Charles Douglas, the freshman phenom wide receiver from Cairo, Georgia, had a breakout year. I think over 1,600 yards receiving, almost 20 touchdowns, and just under 80 catches. So we done a lot this year. Let's look at the final stats. Let's look at the record book, actually, for school records. Let's see, we get the school records. These are all Auburn records. I ain't coaching at Auburn. Dynasty records. Let's see. No, I have none of these records. But we're gonna go ahead and fast forward. Let's look. I want to see our stats from this year, if we could see them. Let me go. Here we go. Season stats. So as you can see, Johnny White, a freshman quarterback, had some growing pains this year, had a hot start, had a rough patch in the middle of the year, but still he got hurt in the bowl game, but he still threw just under 4,000 yards at 38.96, 43 touchdowns to 19 picks. He definitely turned on late the last month and a half of the year. And then James Jones, despite being suspended, he still threw for 8 touchdowns and 3 picks in their freshman campaigns. On the ground, true freshman Evan Maxwell, we're not good at running the football. Hopefully next season we'll do better. But his first year as a starting running back, as a true freshman, the 5'8" running back, Evan Maxwell ran for 418 yards on 109 carries, just under 4 yards a pop, and had 2 touchdowns. But this is where I want to talk about Charles Douglas, the freshman from Cairo, had actually just under 2,000 yards receiving, still an 80 catches with 74 catches for 1905. 25.7 yards per catch. He's actually second on the team in yards per catch. That honor goes to fellow wide receiver Jimmy Horn Jr., the senior, the lone upperclassman in the receiving corps. 27 catches, but even suspended for 3 games, he still had 928 yards receiving, just under 1,000 yards, 34 yards per catch, which led the team. He still had 8 touchdowns despite missing 3 games. Orlando Holt, the other freshman wide receiver who definitely get a lot more playing time now that J.B. Horns graduated, he still had 266 yards receiving as the 4th option. Still, 4 touchdowns. He was 3rd on the team in receptions. But McKinley, the John Mackey Award-winning tight end, who was recruited as a wide receiver, but used at 6'3" frame. He's not a traditional blocking tight end, but as a receiving threat in his offense, he has 69 catches for, like I said earlier, just under 1,000 yards, 933 receiving yards, 13.5 yards per catch, but a team-high 18 touchdowns. That's why he's a unanimous first-team All-American. Tony Prater, who's a All-American as a true freshman. The freshman had 390 yards receiving, 3 touchdowns, and a couple return touchdowns. Let's go look at his defense. That was a force all year long. We're going to lose second-team All-American, left end number 10. He had 42 tackles. 24 of those were sacks. So you see we're going to lose a lot of production on that line. But we got some players coming back. Hopefully, number 4 is coming back for his senior year. He still had 3 sacks on the year, 2 picks on the year. And Charlie Malone, who's going to be a force on this defense for the next several years. The freshman middle linebacker had 36 tackles, 12 tackles for loss, 4 sacks for Malone in his freshman season. He's going to be a problem going forward for the Rattlers defense, along with junior middle linebacker Dane Williams, who we're hoping to bring him back next year. As he's a junior, he can declare. The 6', 250-pound linebacker had 16 tackles for loss. 10 of his 35 tackles went for sacks. So Dane Williams definitely going to be a force. He also had 5 interceptions at the linebacker position. Number 71, who's only a sophomore. 6 of his 34 tackles were sacks, including 19 tackles for loss, which is second on the team. Even from the quarterback position, we're going to lose him as well. He had 7 tackles for loss on the year. Joe Cole's going to be a force to be reckoned with in the safety position. That 6'2", 215, that strong safety. He was light in the box this year. We love the blitz. He had 8 tackles for loss, including 2 sacks for Joe Cole, and still 3 interceptions. And then Daniel Butler, the other safety, he's going to be a good player for us going forward. There's Shiloh Sanders, who was a first-team All-American this year, had a quiet season, only 20 tackles for Shiloh, but still, second in the team with 4 interceptions. Joe Arnold, he's going to be another good player. He was suspended, actually, during the season, but still had 6 tackles for loss, 19 tackles, 2 sacks, and 1 interception. So let's go ahead and hop over to recruiters. We're looking to add to the team. We're definitely going to fix. Let's go to the school budget. You know, we're not the most, bringing the most money in type of school, but with the 11-2 record we just had this year, a top 25 team finishing the season out, don't be surprised if we start getting more money from the boosters. We're going to put a lot towards recruiting, so let's go and drop this training down. Drop it 10%. And we're going to really put it towards recruiting. We're trying to be one of the top recruiting teams in the country. I want to get at least 60%. And then maybe get that discipline to 32%. So here we go. We're going to move forward from that. So get ready to head on the players leaving. And we got a couple upperclassmen that can go to the draft. Dane Williams is one of them, the middle linebacker who once again had a breakout season in his junior campaign. Looking to bring him back for 1 more year. We're trying to get that national championship to Florida A&M University. Looking to bring our first national championship as a Division I program. And we got 2 guys that actually trying to go to the draft. So Dane Williams actually is going to stay. We got 2 linemen looking to go to the draft. One of them's an All-American. He only allowed 2 sacks on the year. We got to get him to stay. We got to protect our sophomore quarterback, Johnny White, going into next season. We're going to put a lot towards him, Stan. He says, I don't know if I'll hang around another year or not, so we still got to woo him some more. He's kind of in the middle. And with a player of his caliber at the lineman position, we definitely got to keep him. But unfortunately, our All-American left tackle will be going to the NFL draft. We wish him the best. He said, and I quote, it was a tough decision, but I don't think I'll be back next year. So number 60 will leave FAMU and go to the NFL draft. He's still fit. He was a unanimous first-team All-American, 40 pancakes, and 2 sacks only allowed on the year. He's cleared for the NFL draft. Now, another offensive lineman, he was a Remington Award winner for the nation's best lineman. So he had a better year than number 60. He's a junior at 6'7", 317 pounds. We got to get him to stay. He's leaning towards leaving. He said, I quote, give me to the end of the week, and I'll let you know if I'm staying for sure or not. So, here we go. See what he say. Okay, he talked me into it. I think I'm going to stick it out and earn my degree. So we're going to get the Remington Award-winning lineman back into our fold. We're definitely going to replace number 60, who was a nationally recognized as All-American first team at 6'3", 359 pounds. Don't be surprised if he goes first round. As you can see, some of the other players who did not play but earning their degrees. Congratulations to number 24, who's leaving with 5 interceptions last year with 7 tackles for loss. Number 10, who was selected second-team All-American, finished with 31 tackles for loss, 24 sacks, both led the team, including 3 forced fumbles. He'll definitely go to the NFL draft. Jimmy Horn Jr., 27 catches for 928 and 8 touchdowns. He'll leave with his college degree and hopefully make the NFL draft. So we didn't lose too many players who were very young last year. We lost 4 key players from the team, including 2 offensive players and 2 defensive players. So we're gonna get ready to hop into the recruiting trail as we're looking to bolster up our offensive line, get another good pass rusher, and then hopefully get these receivers ready for next year. We're gonna have a bunch of sophomores come back because we had a lot of freshmen play in the receiving group last year, including our starting quarterback, who will be a sophomore, and our starting running back will be a sophomore. So we're really young. Hopefully, what we learned from this year, we could turn it into a 13-0 season, what we learned from this year. So truly excited to see where this team's going to go on next year. Like I said, was very young. And we just want to load up on talent because we feel like we can compete with the best teams in the country. We have done it so far. Doing this dynasty, we beat 2 ranked number 1 teams in the country, LSU and Florida, consecutive seasons on the road. And we're definitely going to play another number 1 team in the country on the road because we feel like we could beat any number 1 team that play in front of us. We've done it already. We're 2-0 against number 1 ranked teams during this dynasty, and I really feel like this Rattler team could really, if we could just close games out, this team could be up there in January competing for a BCS title. So, last year we got 2 transfers. We got 2 more. We got 1 coming from Alabama. A corner. Let's look at him. Let's see overview. Do we need some more corners? We actually do. We probably don't. We have 5 corners on the rosters, 3 juniors, 1 senior, and 1 sophomore. So we're definitely going to allow upperclassmen. He's definitely going to have to sit out, so we'll take him. And then another wide receiver recruit this time. 2 SEC caliber players. 1 from the University of Alabama. You don't see that too often with Nick Saban losing recruits, especially the FAMU. So congratulations on us picking up a corner and a wide receiver. The wide receiver came from South Carolina, and we're loaded at wide receiver. We have a total of 7 wideouts, so he'll be the 8th one. But of course, due to back then, during this time, you have to sit out a year when you transfer. So they both will sit out, but they'll definitely be of use in year 4 in the dynasty. So we'll definitely accept those 2 guys into the Florida A&M Rattler family as new players. Congratulations to those 2 transfers now coming over to Bragg and Rattler Nation. So, let's go and get ready to look at the recruiting reports. We're definitely going to look at the Nation Top 100. And we got one person. Oh, sorry. He committed to LSU. Do we need another quarterback? I don't think we need no more quarterbacks. So we're not going to look at the quarterback position. Pretty loaded at corner. Let's go ahead. He's a number 1 ranked corner in his class, 6'2", 174. Runs a 4.240. We're going to go ahead and scout this man here. He's a little bit slower than expected. He runs a 4.3, but still fast. He's listed as a hard-hitting corner. Bench press 340. Has an A+ field awareness. His hands is not so great. He went from a C- to a D+. Has a 41-inch vertical, and once again, poor discipline, but good potential. We're gonna try to recruit this player. We're gonna do an in-home visit. So we gotta go target him. Let's see. We need to go for the tackle position, the strong safety, the free safety, and the defensive end position. So we're gonna go to we already got plenty of wide receivers. We're not gonna look at any wide receivers this year. We're definitely gonna look at the tackle position. Let's go ahead and look at him. Playing time, definitely playing time. Do another in-home visit. We're gonna target him, and then we're gonna look at Florida prospects. We got some corners that want to come to FAMU. Let's go ahead and scout him. Runs a 4.26. Got great hands. Got a B hands. Squats 415. Got almost a 42-inch vertical. But he has poor discipline. But we can mold you here at the University of FAMU, Florida A&M University. And we're gonna look at we're gonna send the house to him. Actually, we're gonna really program prestige. We're gonna go after number 4 ranked corner in the look at Florida. We got a lot of players that want to come to FAMU. 6'3", 199. Runs a 4.39. One of his top 5 schools remaining. We're going to do a phone call for Coach Prime. Still got 19 scholarships remaining, so we got to be wise with our picking when it comes to scholarships. We got plenty of wide receivers. We don't need no more wide receivers. Maybe another tight end. We're actually second in his leaderboard, so we're going to do another phone call and give him an offer. We're number 2 on his board. Got a 6'7" tight end. Florida Atlantic is his top team on the list. We're gonna do another phone call for Coach Prime. Maybe our last scholarship really offered to a tight end. Cause we're top 2. Then we're gonna look at the tackle position. Number 1 in the state of Florida. Let's see. He's number 5 in the class. This guy number 22. We can work. He's 4. He runs a 5 flat. But we're not looking for, and everything checks out. So we're gonna offer him a scholarship. Go back to the tackle position. That's where we're gonna recruit the player. Give him an offer. They're gonna give this guy an offer. Let's scout him. Be smart with our scholarship selections. We're gonna, like I said, get phone call. Actually, we're gonna send the house to him. We're gonna send it to the house. So we're gonna really go throw our hat into the fire. They're gonna need we got plenty of defensive ends that want to come to FAMU. As you can look at the defensive end position, we got some dogs that want to come to FAMU. This guy runs a 4.7 at defensive end. Let's go ahead and do an in-home visit with him and offer him a scholarship. That's we're number one on his board. He's from Panama City. Then we got a guy from Kathleen, 6'4", 227. Let's go back to him. Offer 3 defensive ends for this group. Randy Anderson from Kathleen High School in Kathleen, Florida. We're going to definitely offer him. He was a 4'5". I show 4'6" now, but he's still faster than the other guy. We're going to offer him, do a phone call. He's up on our board. And then, dog. All right. We're going to, Jesus. Ricky Collier for Fort Myers, 6'3", 247. We're second behind Miami, and we're ahead of Georgia. So we're going to definitely scout this prospect. And we're going to offer him. So we have 12 scholarships remaining. And we're going to go to the D tackle position, look to upgrade there. Get a guy for Oak Ridge. We're fourth on his board. Let's do another. Like I said, let's get 2 people from this section. This guy's from Warrington, Florida, which is South Florida. We're fourth to his board on that one. And then this one, he's third, so we're going to get him. All right, so linebackers, my goodness, top of the leaderboard. The 19th best run stopper in the class. Runs a 4.45 according to EA. EA actually runs a 4.47. He don't have hands, but he's definitely a run stopper. We could definitely use him. We're gonna do an in-home visit with him, and we're gonna go after him. Got a bunch of linebackers. We got one for Pine Hills. He's fourth on our board. He's number one. We're going to go after him. We're going to sit in the house. Anybody's number one on our board, on these top 2, we're definitely going to push the issue towards him. Let's see. What about Hughes? He's fourth. I'm not going to do that. Look at the corners. We definitely target him for Tamarack. Look at all these safeties that want to come to FAMU. He runs a 4.2. My goodness. You run a 4.3 as a safety, and you got hands like Velcro, you definitely come here to Florida A&M University. Especially Coach Prime played quarter, he'll mold you to the player he needs you to be. So we're gonna throw the house at him. We're gonna throw the kitchen sink at this guy right here. 6'1", 212, was a 4.3 40, bench press 285, not the strongest. Well, pretty strong at 285. Excellent discipline. Find the first player who's great on the field and he's off the field. And then squats 415. So he has a 39-inch vertical, so we're definitely going to recruit him. Another guy runs a 4.28. We're second by him at Florida. We're going to do an in-home visit with one of the assistants. Offer him a deal. And we're going to scout him. A little bit slower than expected. Still runs a 4.4, so that's work with that. 6'5" safety? 6'5" run a 4.4 at safety? Ain't got the best hands, but still a very good disciplined player. We need more disciplined players here at FAMU. 5 scholarships left. 6'4", 180, maybe. Let's see. We will leave that. Strong safety. Yeah, he's on top of his leaderboard, so we're gonna recruit, and we're gonna scout at the same time. And then we're gonna offer this guy. We're third. This time we're gonna do a head coach visit with Coach Prom. We're gonna recruit him. Alright. We need another kicker. From Bellevue. Alright. Alright, let's see what we got. We're gonna see what we got. Alright, we're gonna see all the weeks of recruiting. We're gonna take a few minutes to see what happens. Right back as we see what happens with our second recruiting class under Coach Prime. Right back, guys. Now, for those who followed the Dynasty last year, we figured with the top 20 recruiting class, we got one 5-star recruit. That 5-star recruit last year. Yeah, let's do a trivia. And for those who follow the Dynasty, who was our only 5-star recruit last year? A little hint, he is a freshman All-American first team. Who was the only 5-star recruit that we had in last year's recruiting class? Once again, the hint is he's an All-American freshman team member. I'm going to give you some choices. Is it A, Charles Douglas, B, Justin McKinley, or C, Tony Prater? One more time. Who was the only 5-star recruit last year on the Florida A&M Rattlers football team? Was it A, Justin McKinley, B, Charles Douglas, or C, Tony Prater? And the hint is he is a member of the All-American freshman team. Give you a few minutes to answer as we get ready to find out who is the newest members of the Florida A&M family in a few minutes. I'll give you a few minutes to give me answers, and then by the time the final week of recruiting is over, I will let you know who was the player. So one more time for those who are watching, who was the only member, who's the only 5-star recruit that we got in last year's recruiting class? You have to follow the Dynasty for you to know the answer. Is it Tony Douglas? Charles Douglas, Justin McKinley, or Tony Prater? And the hint was that he was selected to be an All-American as a freshman. So a couple more seconds as we find through the final week 5 recruiting plan for each school in Division I football, and I will give you the answer of who was our only 5-star recruit so far in this FAMU dynasty. He's a current player. He plays wide receiver. And he was selected as a freshman, as an All-American. Was it Charles Douglas, Justin McKinley, or Tony Prater? So, soon as this is over with, we'll definitely give you the answer. Marcus, let me see what you chose. You said Tony Prater. Anybody else is watching? Give me your answers. Is it Charles Douglas, Justin McKinley, or Tony Prater? All right, now it's over with. The answer was Tony Prater. Good job, Marcus. The answer was Tony Prater. He was a 5-star recruit last year, and he was also selected to be in an All-American first team as a freshman. So, Justin McKinley and Charles Douglas are both All-Americans first team, but they wasn't on the All-American freshman team. Tony Prater has the honor of being an All-American freshman team member. Even though all three are All-Americans and they're outright, Tony Prater was specifically on the All-American freshman team list. So Tony Prater was the answer, as he was the only 5-star recruit to be All-American. All three are All-Americans, but Charles Douglas and Justin McKinney were both 4-star recruits. They were 4-star recruits. So Marcus, you was correct. It was Tony Prater. So let's go look at the sightings. Let's see who we all signed. So we got a quarterback from Lake Wales, Brandon Pickens, 6'3", 218-pound quarterback. Let's look at his scout info. He's a balanced quarterback, runs a 4.8, A accuracy, B+ archer. He's pretty solid. We got him as the 50th best quarterback in his class at quarterback. Justin Jasmine from Sunrise, Florida. We got a wide receiver, 6'2", buck 80, from the JUCO level, so he's automatically a junior. Then we got Justin King, a strong safety from Westchester, Florida, 6'1", 210 pounds. We actually scouted this player, and he's 6'1", runs a 4.3, good disciplined player. A+ field awareness, A- hands, probably the best hands we see at strong safety position. And he's very strong. Squats 535 pounds and bench press 380. So we got a strong physical, strong safety who's very fast and soft hands. Antoine Kelly from Marathon, Florida, 6'1", 212-pound. Free safety, 15th in his position. We got the number 6 ranked strong safety from Westchester, which is Justin King. So very highly touted safety and free safety. We got the 5th best strong safety from Edison, New Jersey, and Matt Nash. 6 foot, 190-pound safety from Edison, New Jersey. He's 5th overall in his position. We got the 37th best outside linebacker, Dan Tyree from Duval, Jacksonville, Florida. 6'2", 208-pound. Run stopper, runs a 4.40, squats 570, and bench press 365. We got a 6'5" middle linebacker, 247-pound Walter Crowell from Zephyr Hills, Florida, down there in Central Florida. He is a coverage linebacker. He got the best hands, but it's fast enough to get from sideline to sideline. He is the strongest linebacker we recruited so far. Squatting 605 pounds. He is a gym rat. And also bench press 345, has a 38-inch vertical. Welcome to the Rattler family, Walter Corral. We got our first tackle, Jared Atkinson from North Naples, Florida, 6'5", 280. We're definitely going to put some more muscle in him to get to the 300 mark. But it was a rate number 22 ranked tackle. Oh, that's what he's ranked tackle. 22 best player in his class. From Plant City, Florida, down there in Central Florida, Adam Oliver, a 6'2", free safety, 204 pounds, number 24 in his class. Was a 4.43 40, excellent disciplined player. Squats 445, bench press 305, and a 39-inch vertical. We got a lot of players in this class. We got tight end Lance Wright, 6'4", 226-pound tight end from Apopka, Florida. Number 7 ranked tight end in his class. Runs a 4.59 40. Has great hands. Listed as A+. He's a receiving tight end, so he'll definitely get some playing time behind Mackey Award-winning tight end Justin McKinley. The other tackle from Pensacola, Florida, up there in Escambia County, Damian Doty, 6'5", 270 tackle. Definitely would love to have him and work with him. Definitely get him to 300. We got a running back from Sarasota, Irvin Crumpler, 6 foot, 204-pound running back. Runs a 4.28 40, a scat back. Very fast. He'll definitely be a use in this air raid offense we have here at FAMU. A defensive tackle from Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, Kyle McNeil, 6'1", 298-pound defensive tackle. We also signed Irvin Berry from Gainesville, Florida. Our first in my backyard. We got a guy from Gainesville, Florida, 6'7", 274 pounds. He'll be leaving Alachua County to come up to Leon County to play for those Rattlers. Congratulations on picking up Irvin Berry from Gainesville. From Kathleen High School, the guy we talked about earlier, Randy Anderson, a 6'4", 227-pound rush in from Polk County. He's definitely going to be a use early on in his career. Max Jones, a 6'5", 200-pound free safety from Boca Grande, Florida. This man, we actually scouted this player early in our process. This man had the best hands, but this man can get from north to south quickly. Very fast with a 4.47 40 at 6'5". That is a freak of nature. For Fort Myers, Ricky Collier, a 6'3", 247-pound defensive end down there from South Florida. Another tight end, AJ Fields from Belglade, Florida, 6'7", 235 pounds. And that's our last recruit. We signed a lot of players in this recruiting class. We signed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Sorry, I think it's 19 players we signed in this class. So we look at the top classes of college football. Texas Tech leads the way. They lead with 5 5-stars. The Red Raiders, who finished 5-7, 2-6 in the Big 12 South, has the honor as the nation's top recruiting class, followed by LSU, Cal. Oregon State is the only team in the top 5 recruiting class that not have a have a 5-star recruit. Their fourth finished 10-3 in the Pac-12, Pac-10, 6-3 overall with a number 16 ranked Beavers. USC finished at 9-4. Is 5th in recruiting, followed by Ole Miss at 6th. Ohio State 7th. The defending national champion, Oklahoma Sooners, finishes 8th in recruiting, followed by the ACC champs, the Florida State Seminoles, in 9th. Notre Dame in 10th. Baylor in 11th. Arizona State 12th. The Pac-12 champion Oregon Ducks at 13th, the national runner-ups. The Maryland Terps at 14th. The Texas Longhorns 15th. Clemson 16th. North Carolina 17th. The Big Ten champion Penn State Nittany Lions at 18th. That's where we was at last year. So it definitely took a step back in recruiting. Texas A&M 19th. Georgia Tech 20th. Virginia Tech 21st. South Carolina 22nd, Oklahoma State 23rd, the Georgia Bulldogs 24th, the SEC champion Florida Gators 25th, NC State 26th, Purdue 27th, Illinois 28th, the Western Athletic Conference champion Boise State Broncos 29th, Nebraska Cornhuskers 30th, Missouri 31st, Iowa 32nd, Utah 33rd, Western Michigan 34th, Northwestern 35th, Arkansas 36th, Michigan 37th, Houston 38th, Virginia 39th, Wisconsin 40th, Kentucky 41st, USF 42nd, New Mexico State 43rd, Stanford 44th, Alabama 45th. You'll see that. You'll never see that in real life. UCF 46th, Tennessee 47th, and the FAMU Rattlers. This year we did not sign no 5-star recruits. We did get a 4-star recruit, and Brandon Pickens, who was our highest rated recruit, the quarterback from Lake Wales, Florida, is our highest recruit, followed by Justin Jasmine from Sunrise, the wide receiver, and then Justin King, the strong safety from Westchester, Florida. So 18 recruits, no 5 stars. Definitely have 1 4-star, 7 3-stars, 9 2-stars, and 1 1-star. So we're definitely going to move on from recruiting now to position changing. So you look at our depth chart at quarterback, we're pretty deep. Johnny White is now 89 overall as a sophomore. The Georgia Tech transfer who sat out this year is now officially the backup to Johnny White. He's an 84 overall as a junior. Brandon Pickens, the true freshman, the 4-star recruit, is the 3rd string. And then James Jones, who was the backup last year, has dropped all the way down to 4th string as a sophomore. Looking at the running back room, Evan Maxwell, still your starter, going into year 2 as a sophomore. Number 36, the backup, number 38. And then Irvin Crumpler, the true freshman recruit, he will be the 4th string running back. Roach comes back as a junior, a sophomore. Number 81, the transfer from Georgia Tech, will be the number 1 wide receiver on the team. He's a 92 overall, 89 speed, 6'5", 231-pound junior. Charles Douglas comes back as a sophomore, as a 90 overall. The Blitnikoff award winner from last year with just under 2,000 yards receiving. Come back as a 90 overall with a 94 speed. And then we got another wide receiver. He's an 88 overall. And then Tony Prater, a freshman All-American, is 4th on the tier wide receiver as 84 overall. And then we got Chris Jordan, who sat out last year as a red shirt, is now 5th on the depth chart as 82 overall with 91 speed at 6'7". He'll definitely be a lot of playing time next year. But this year, not so much. Cam Johnson, another freshman who set out, he's on the depth chart. Orlando Holt, who got some playing time last year due to Johnson and Jordan redshirting, but he's buried deep in the depth chart right now. Jeff Carroll, the sophomore. Then you got Justin Jasmine, the 2nd highest recruit on the team. He is a 72 overall and the last receiver on the depth chart. Justin McKinley, who was the Mackey Award winner, is your starting tight end. And then, of course, Lance Wright will be the backup. And then A.J. Fields will be the 3rd string tight end. As you look at the rest of the depth chart, look at the defense. Ricky Collier and Randy Anderson will both be starters this year on the defense. Anderson will start at right end. Number 71 is back for his junior year. Kyle McNeil is third of the depth chart to tackle. Linebacker number 4 is back for his senior year. Charlie Malone comes back as an 80 overall in his sophomore year. And then Dan Tyree is 4th string right outside linebacker. And they got Danny Williams back for his senior year. He'll be 82 overall. Walter Crowell, 6'5" middle linebacker, will be his backup. And then Anthony Young, the sophomore, he'll get some playing time this year, his sophomore year. Corners, you got Mark Hill, the junior transfer, will sit out this year, so he won't start. Shiloh Sanders will start his 3rd consecutive year at the quarterback position. He's an 80 overall for the Rattlers. And then you got Derek Riggs, a sophomore corner as well. So we're very inexperienced at quarter outside of Shiloh and Derek. And at safety is where our bread and butter is. Adam Oliver will be splitting time with Daniel Butler for the starting free safety position. And then you got Max Jones back there as well. We might move Max Jones to corner. He's actually a higher rated corner, so we're going to move Max Jones to corner. And you got strong safety. We're loaded at strong safety. So we might move Joe Arnold to corner. He's actually worse at corner, so we're going to keep him at strong safety. Justin King, Joe Cole, Max Nash. Let's see if we can move Max Nash to corner. Oh, he's worse at corner. I want to move the best person. 70. So all these guys are trash at corner. Except for Justin King. Let's move Justin King to corner. And you got Grant Dunn, the sophomore, back at kicker. So let's go look at the quarterback position again, see what we're looking like. You got Shiloh. You got Justin King, Max Jones, and Derek Riggs. So now we're better at corner than we was before. We're going to keep our changes as we get ready for position changes. We'll be right back as we get closer and closer to the kickoff of year 3 for Coach Prime and the new look FAMU Rattlers. We'll be right back. All right, we're back again, and we're gonna look at the who was the most improved in training camp this summer, and it was number 57, middle linebacker, the junior, went up 4 points to 48 overall. Roach was the third highest improved, moving up from 59 to 62, and then you can see everybody else was 2 or better, and everybody else just stayed the same. So get ready to move to cutting players. The question, do I really want to cut anybody, though? I might let James Jones walk because he's 4th on the depth chart at quarterback. And of course, we got a transfer from Georgia Tech at quarterback. I think he's the backup behind Johnny White. I'm trying to see who we're going to cut, if we even cut anybody, because we're loaded at position, and I don't think we're going to accept any walk-ons because we're so loaded in so many different positions. It'll be kind of hard for anybody to get any playing time. I got to redshirt a lot of people. Definitely going to redshirt probably James Jones to preserve his eligibility as if we don't cut him. So here we go. He definitely got to sit out. We're not cutting anybody. Let's see, this cut players. This is a quarterback position. Definitely 13 on the roster. I'm probably gonna not cut anybody. I think I'm gonna keep what we got. No, definitely not cut them. We're gonna keep everybody. I think I might cut next year, but we're gonna definitely need all the help we're gonna get as we're going. We're still on that quest to get that national championship back to Tallahassee. Try to get our first ever BCS national championship. That's why we came to Division I football. To compete on a high level with the best team in Division I football, and one day bringing the national championship to Tallahassee for the Florida A&M faithful. We're getting closer and closer by a year. We finished 11-2 last year after a 9-4 year one. So it's only up from here. Definitely looking to get to a BCS bowl game next. Now we got our first bowl win. We've been bowling the last 2 seasons. And now we're looking to get to our first BCS bowl game. That's the goal this year. We're still young, very experienced from last year's team. Went through some growing pains. As you can see, our impact player, Johnny White, is officially an impact player. Evan Maxwell, you got Charles Douglas are 2 impact players. White and Douglas are impact players on offense. And then on defense, you'll have number 4. And I think that's it. So we got 3 impact players. I want to look at the punt return because I definitely want to get Tony Prina back there because he was an All-American returner last year. Kick return, punt return. I want Tony Prina back there. Yeah, I want him back there. There we go. So that's the end of the offseason. So we're going to get ready for our schedule. Now, last year, every year since I've been on this dynasty, this is now year 3. We get ready to start. I had a number 1 team on here every single year, and we're going to continue that tradition this year. The question is, who will be the number 1 team this year? Now, we beat LSU on the road my first year. We beat the Gators last year in the swamp. So who will be the number 1 team in the country heading into this season? We're going to do the schedule around, so like how we always do, we're going to put these FCS teams up first. So here we go. Have some easy games to get the guys started before we get into some hard games. Just going to select opponent. And we're going to open up our schedule against, how we always do, we're going to FCS West first. I'm gonna schedule Grambling State on the road. Second game, and we're gonna put FCS opponent here. You know what? I'm gonna schedule that Vanderbilt. We lost to Vanderbilt a couple years ago, and I've been wanting to schedule that Vanderbilt rematch. I'm gonna keep that Vanderbilt game on there. Because we lost to the boys my first year. I didn't like that. So I've been wanting to schedule that rematch against Vanderbilt. We got it on our week 4 schedule. Who's the number 1 team in the country? Let's find out. Make sure I get these FCS games in here first. FCS East. What's the number 1 team in the country? Florida's number 4, so we're definitely going to. Where's the number 1 team in the country? I'm trying to find them. Is Oklahoma again? Let's see if you can find number 1 team in the country somewhere on this schedule. They're not a conference play. Okay, so we're going to find somebody. We're going to schedule. Like, Army's the best team on here. We'll schedule Tennessee Martin. But you know what? I'm going to schedule Southern. Southern. HBCU, got to play on the HBCUs on here. Oh, there we go. Let's see, Notre Dame, Oregon. We can't find number 1 team in the country. We're definitely going to. You know, we're going to take a trip to Eugene. Got to play hostile territory. We're going to Eugene. We're going to play home against Southern. Not playing Air Force. I need to find another 1 team in the country somewhere on the schedule. Let's see if I can find. I want to say it's Oklahoma. But it's not, though. Yeah. Might be have to play Virginia this week. Might be Syracuse. Syracuse, Purdue. Nobody really good on the schedule to play that week. I'm gonna schedule Syracuse on the road. Playing the Carrier Dome. Okay, we have Bethune coming on here. I need to find another team in the country somewhere. Where are they? Yeah, I need some more ranked teams on the schedule. That's Notre Dame. Right, pay them all. I'll probably something different. West Virginia, that might be a good one. Let's put West Virginia on the schedule. Might have to take that Grambling game off. Give us a challenge. Who's the one team in the country? I've been scheduling them for the last several years. Is that Oklahoma? Alright, there we go. Well, week 2 at Oklahoma did. And I want my rematch against Michigan. So, can we get Michigan on here? Because I want my rematch. Oh, is that A&M? Ooh, Texas. Yeah, Texas. Something I'm about to move that game because I want to play all these top teams. Any more ranked teams in the schedule? Let's see. Any more ranked teams on this week right here? I want to face any team that's ranked this week. No. Alright, so we'll have to keep the Southern game on here. Keep Southern on here. Keep that Oregon game on here. Yeah, I think that's going to do it then. So our schedule like this. Week 1, we're going to take on FCS West before we travel to Norman, Oklahoma and take on the defending national champions, the Oklahoma Sooners. Then we'll come back home against FCS Northwest before we go back on the road again and take on number 2 ranked Texas Longhorns down there in Austin. Then we'll come back home, FCS Southeast, and then we'll go home back-to-back 3 straight games before we hit the road in week 8, take on the Southern Jaguars. Then we'll go back on the road and take on the Oregon Ducks in Eugene. I'm not sure we'll keep that Southern game at home, actually. And then go on the road against Oregon and Syracuse in the Carrier Dome. Be off for 3 straight weeks before we come back in week 14 and take on Bethune-Cookman for the Classic in Daytona at Daytona Stadium. And then we'll end the season on the road in Morgantown, West Virginia, as we take on the West Virginia Mountaineers, who's number 15 in the country. Now, can we find someone a little bit better than West Virginia? We beat Notre Dame last year, not trying to play them again for the 3rd straight year. We can find someone better than those 2 teams. I'll schedule it. But looks like West Virginia is going to be the game that week. Yeah, so it's going to be West Virginia because we already beat Notre Dame last year in South Bend. This will be our 3rd year playing them on the road. I ain't trying to play Notre Dame again. So we're going to play West Virginia in Morgantown. So that's our schedule. Let's go ahead and look at the preseason polls. Where they got my Rattlers at the start of the year? Is FAMU ranked to start the year? No, they're not. They're not top 25. We are ranked, 46 to start the year. Overall, we're C+, C+ offense, C+ defense with an A- special teams. So that's where they got. We finished number 21 last year. But due to our recruiting, we fall down to number 46. So we got some proving to do early on. Heisman watch. Charles Douglas, of course, the Biletnikoff Award winner last year, will be the Heisman favorite going into year number 2. You got E.J. Mayo from Florida State up here. You got quarterback from Oregon State up here. Tate Forcier from Michigan up here. And then you got Jordan Jefferson, the quarterback from LSU, up here as well. I don't think we're playing Michigan this year. Look at my schedule again. Yeah, we're not playing Michigan this year, but I am going to redshirt some players. Probably going to redshirt these two quarterbacks. Actually, we're going to redshirt. Let's go look at the quarterback position. We're going to redshirt Pickens. We're going to redshirt James Jones. Cropper's going to get redshirted. Let's see. I'm going to redshirt. I want Tony Prater to play. Georgia's going to play these two. I don't know. I'm going to redshirt you. Joker, I ain't going to use you that much. I'm going to definitely redshirt Justin Jasmine. AJ Fields, I'm redshirt you. Let's see. Right tackle, redshirt you. Let's see. Redshirt Kyle McNeil. Redshirt Dan Tyree. Redshirt Hill. Redshirt Derek Riggs. Redshirt Hill. Redshirt Joe Arnold. Alright. So, here we go. The year 2 offseason officially over with. We're officially in year 3. So I appreciate everybody tuning into the video. That was a long process. Year 2 of the books. Let's see what we can do in year 3. As you can see, our schedule. We got FCS West at home to open up before we hit the road to take on the number 1 ranked and the defending national champion, the Oklahoma Sooners, in week 2. Followed by home date against FCS Northwest in week 3. On the road against number 2 ranked Texas in week 4. Home against FCS Southeast. The first, I believe, 4 straight home games. Week 5, 6, 7, 8 in all home games. FCS Southeast, FCS East, FCS Midwest, and former SWAC opponent, the Southern Jaguars in week 8. Before we hit the road in week 9 against the 5th-ranked Oregon Ducks down there in Eugene. And then in the carrier, though, week 10 at Syracuse. Then we offer 3 straight weeks for week 11, 12, and 13. When we come back in week 14 to defend our 2-time winning Florida Classic Championship against the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats down there in Daytona. And then we'll finish the season off in Morgantown, West Virginia, as your FAMU Rattlers will take on the 15th-ranked West Virginia Mountaineers down there in Morgantown, West Virginia. So that's the schedule finalized for the 3rd year for Coach Price. We get ready to go on the way. Pretty excited to see what happens this year. It's one of our toughest schedules that we're going to face 4 ranked teams, I think. Texas, Oklahoma, West Virginia, and Oregon. 3 top 5 teams we're going to face. That's the most we ever face in the season, because we're not trying to settle for bowl, just get to a bowl game. Now, we made it to a bowl game 2 straight years. We improved from year 1 to year 2, from 9 wins to 11 wins. And now we feel like this team is good enough to now not only become eligible, but good enough to compete for a BCS bowl game. That's what we're aiming for this year. With this team, and I think not only we're still young, but we're an experienced young group. Still got a lot of sophomores on this team, especially on the offense. And we're looking to see what can happen this year for these Rattlers. I got an hour until my my live stream of high school football final. Y'all tune in out on Facebook as we'll sit there and talk about our state championship matchups for all 7 classifications in high school football for the state of Florida. Marcus said, possible you play 2 number 1 ranked teams. Yes, exactly. Because if we beat Oklahoma 1 week, we play the Sooners week 2. We'll definitely probably play Texas week 4 as another number 1 ranked team in the country. Now, the question is, should I go ahead and play my first game of the third of year 3? Or should I just make it a separate video and go ahead and label it as year 3 against FCS West? Should I go ahead and play FCS West to get out the way? Or should I turn to a separate video and play FCS West to kick off year 3? So, yes to play it, or no and make it a separate video. What's y'all thoughts? Go ahead and play that. All right, so I'll go ahead and play FCS West now. We can get ready to kick off year number 3 for the Florida A&M Rattlers. Now, the question is, what color should I wear this week or do another live? Yeah, I'm going to do another live. All right, so for those who just watching this, I'm getting ready to end this stream right now for recruiting. We're going to hop right back into this video literally in 5 minutes as we get ready to kick off year number 3. So, I'll be right back, guys. Thank y'all for supporting. I'm literally about to go live in like 3 minutes, guys. Thanks again, guys.